Welcome to Fox and Robyn. I am Justin, and let's go on a little bit of a journey. Okay, so today is a little bit of a story time, a little bit of a journey that we're going on right now. And I thought I'd share it with you guys just because it's the nature of what we do on the channel here. We got stories, we got reviews, we got everything. So a little bit of everything. That's what we're trying to do. But the journey that we've been going on is with the console here. We've got this beautiful Allen & Heath GL3300. We've got our speakers behind us. We've got it all set up to where it's actually sounding really good. But before that, I had a problem. I had something that I could not overcome in my mind, and I'm still kind of dealing with it a little bit. And part of it is the console and the speakers and how it all works together. And I was just trying to figure out how I'm going to do it, and I tried my bus compressor. I still have that patched in to do some mixing through the console if we want to. We have it set up as a split right now. The first 16 are our inputs, and the last 16 are our outputs from Pro Tools. So we got what can go into Pro Tools, what can come out. We can both have it on the board. Two separate sets of channels, two separate set mixes. It's kind of nice, but that's not the problem I was having. I was having a problem with how everything sounded coming out of the studio. I'd mix stuff here, I'm like, oh, that sounds pretty good. I take it to the truck, super bass heavy, or super mid-range heavy, or not enough high-end. There was just all this stuff going on, and I was like, you know what? We need to fix this. And I've spent weeks on this. I post a video on other stuff, but we've been over weeks working on getting things sounding better, and I thought, well, maybe I get a different pair of speakers. Maybe I get this. Maybe I go back to this. Maybe I get rid of the desk. We took the desk out of here, put in a different desk, had the same problem. Just this back and forth. It got a little, when we took the console, it got a little bit better, and then we thought to ourselves, well, what if, maybe there's placements we're having issues with, because I'm like, buying a new set of speakers isn't necessarily going to help us, or getting rid of the console isn't necessarily going to help us. Actually, it could make us worse, because if we sell the console, we have nothing to record with. We have no preamps. And I thought, well, we could take some of the money from selling the console and buy some preamps, and have a smaller setup. But I just like the console. It has so many things that are great for it. If we have someone who wants it and gives us the right price, of course we'll sell it, and we'll take that proceeds and buy some more other stuff that could be fun to review and maybe even use for recording. But in the meantime, that's what's going to happen. And I brought in my other desk, and I had all these issues, and I had this crazy thought yesterday. I think it was yesterday or Monday. Anyways, I had this crazy thought this week where I was like, what if we just took the speakers and sat them on top of the racks? And I did post a short. It's in our bio. It's somewhere in our stuff. Anyways, it's somewhere out there where you can watch about what we did with our speakers. So we took the speakers and put them on the rack. So it's just a rack. It's short. You can kind of see the ones behind me here. That's a speaker, and you can see the distance between my speaker and my ear is not what it should be. It should be more up here, and it's actually below me a little bit. A lot of this comes down to Room EQ Wizard. That is something that we've been playing around with. We use SonarWorks, and I was getting some better results with SonarWorks, but not super great. And then I was like, well, that's not great. So we took the other day and we basically analyzed the room with Room EQ Wizard. And it's got a tool in there where you can kind of place your speakers in a dimensioned room. Like you put the dimensions of the room, and then you can like up and down and left and right and all this stuff and play with it. And I looked at it and I was like, well, there is some stuff that we could do. We have lower ceilings. We have about 8-foot ceilings down here. They're not super tall. I think they're 8 foot. I want to say they're 8-foot ceilings because when I built the walls, I kept everything 8-foot lengths. Anyways, there might be 8'2" or 8'4". Anyways, 8 feet. Well, to get the best sounding distance in your room is to have your speakers kind of equal distant from the ceiling and the roof of your room. Like the ceiling and the floor, your speaker has to be somewhere in the middle. So, like if the frame I'm in, if this is the roof and this is the floor, you want it somewhere in the middle, close to middle, because I found that when you do that, your waveforms actually have more time. They have the same amount of time before the floor and the ceiling, as opposed to the ceiling and the floor. So that's kind of where we got to. We're like, well, let's put them on the rack. let's see what happens if we put them on the rack, hook them up, and just listen. Because everything in theory kind of works, but we're like, man, let's just see how it sounds in the room. So we hooked them up, set them up, and I played a song. I was like, oh, well, there's all my low end. All my low end came back, because that's what I was missing. I have an 8-inch RCF speaker that should push out lots of low end. It really should. And there was none. And even when we analyzed it, not a lot of low end was coming out of the speakers. I was like, that's really weird. So we lowered them down. They're just like probably the meter bridge kind of is about the middle of the speakers. So that meter bridge is about the middle of where the speaker cabinet actually is. So it puts the tweeters just a little bit below my ear, which is not bad. They're pretty wide up and down and left and right. So I wasn't really worried about that. But the low end, man, it tightened it up. It gave it a much better low end. So through all of this, it got me thinking of like, well, do I still sell the console? Do I get a different desk? And I'm kind of letting fate live that up. Kind of like all the dogs we have here. If you hear dogs here, that's we got a lot of dogs, and that's another thing that I'm just kind of letting fate ride a little bit. Because all I can do is go on these journeys and do my best to live them out and not be super stressed about it. And it was kind of stressing me out to the point where I didn't want to come down here. I didn't want to come down here and work. Didn't want to work on mixes. Now that I've got a good stereo image and a good low end and the speakers are sounding better, I feel more apt to come down here and work on stuff and get things mixed and done for the clients that we're working with. Which brings me up a point. If you are an artist, a band, singer-songwriter, something like that, hip-hop guy, whatever it might be, bring your tracks to us. We'll mix and master them here in the studio for you and send them out and have them as radio ready as we humanly possibly can. We're not robots, unfortunately, so it's going to have a human touch to it, which AI doesn't do. But if you are, check out our website, foxandrobynrec.com. There'll be a link, I believe, in the description of this video. There's links on all of our social media platforms. You can find us anywhere: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I can't remember the other ones, but all the social medias that are out there, you can find us. And another thought came to my head here just a minute ago. We have a lot of people who watch and not a lot of people who subscribe. So if you watch our content and you like it and it's something that you can get behind or whatever, that you really like watching a lot of, feel free to hit that like and subscribe button in wherever it lives on our channel. Don't be a stranger either. Send us comments. We like to hear from our community as well. And that's kind of all I got for this journey today, is the console, the speakers, and how it all kind of works together now is a much better experience. And that's all we're trying to create here, is an experience, a better experience for myself to come down here and mix, but also for those who want to come and record here. Or if you're an artist and you want to mix your own stuff and you want to do it here, come do it here. We offer it to all of our artists. If they want to mix and master their own stuff, just reach out to us through our social media links or through email at foxandrobynrec@gmail.com. And hopefully we see you all next time. And in case I don't see it, good morning, good evening, and good night. See you all next time.